last 6 months, we've taken calls from people around Central Georgia with concerns about their food stamp credits. Now, they're claiming victims of fraud and their deposits stolen within hours of entering their accounts.
And most of those credits, from what we've seen, are charged in places outside of the Peach State like New York City and Philadelphia. Now we're asking what lawmakers are doing about rectifying the ongoing issues. So Fariha Barr is continuing to follow this problem. Fariha, you've been covering this extensively since we first heard about this in October. What is the latest?
One Georgia representative is now speaking out about the food stamp credit crisis. Not only is she sharing her personal experience with us, but her plan to push for stronger protections is now on her agenda.
Please, let's look into how we can go a little further in protecting the most vulnerable across our state.
The fight for justice on behalf of families and people relying on EBT and food stamp credits to survive is personal for one Georgia representative.
I do know about being a food stamp recipient, living in public housing, dependent on those government programs to help me. And I use those government programs as a step up. I didn't make them a lifestyle, and without them, I do understand the hardship it causes for our families.
From when 13 WMAZ first started reporting about the cases of fraud in Central Georgia in October, some progress was made to reimburse people's credits, but that stopped in December, yet the claims of fraud didn't. Marie Stinson says credits are still on the line.
First, there was a federal program that was not renewed, and because of that, it left states like Georgia without any real recourse to reimburse recipients.
Now she wants to explore ways the state can handle the problem.
This is a very important issue to the Georgia General Assembly, especially the House Democratic Caucus. Although the session has ended during the summer months, maybe we can really dive deeper into what we can do as a state to protect Georgia families.
Stinson proposes the state explores options like those being used in states affected in similar ways.
Other states, I understand, have placed money in their state budget to provide a chip on the EBT cards to try to help prevent this from happening. Whatever it takes to protect Georgians and to ensure they can keep food on their tables to feed their families.
Though a solution may take time, Stinson calls for community action in the meantime.
There are several organizations that are available to assist, and so I'm calling on the faith-based community to join in with this effort to ensure that families can continue to have food in their refrigerators and have food on their table. So let us all work together to do what we can to protect all of Georgia. Don't lose hope, and just know that your state officials are very concerned.
So like you heard, Stinson says she's going to continue to advocate on behalf of people who are still reaching out with claims of fraud. And in the meantime, we're going to continue following any progress made on their behalf. Frederick, Megan.